For more than 30 years, identity and access management has been built around one simple assumption. The user is a human. And here, every policy, every login, every permission, every access decision started always with the same question: can this person use this application? But think about your workday. You open your laptop, sign in into your Microsoft account, you check maybe your email box, maybe you log in into your SAP, and here identity and access management verifies your identity and decides what you are allowed to do. It's just a simple model, but humans use the applications. Applications do what humans tell them to do, but AI agents completely break this model. And tomorrow, you won't be the primary user anymore. Your AI agent will do it for you. My name is Anna, and today I will explain you how AI will influence identity and access management in the nearest time. Let's start. Let us continue with our example. Your AI agent will open your Microsoft account even before you do it. It will search for the updates, update your Jira tickets, it will read the documentation from the SharePoint, and of course, in that case, it will create a dozen of calls of APIs. And of course, your AI agents will make the decisions, trigger the different workflows. And these will interact as well with the other AI agents too. And exact these may perform thousands of actions before you even start your day. For the first time in computing history, software is no longer just a tool. Software will become a user. And exact this one change forces us to rethink almost everything we know about identity and access management. Because IAM is no longer asking, can this person use this application? It's starting to ask, can this AI act on behalf of this person, perform this specific action on this specific system right now? That sounds like a small change for the first time, but it is not. I would say it is the biggest shift identity and access management has seen since the first employee logged into the corporate network. And in this video, I would like also to show you exactly why. Firstly, AI agents need their own identity. Instead of one identity per employee, companies may have 10 or even 50 AI identities for every human employee. It's crazy, right? Doesn't mean every AI needs its own credentials, permissions, lifecycle, and audit trail too. What this means for AIM: identity and access management systems must handle millions of machine identities, not just human users. And that means that identity stores must scale far beyond today's sizes. And identity creation and deletion must be also fully automated. And APIs become, for the future, more important than user interfaces because AI identities are created programmatically. And also, lifecycle management will be influenced and become continuous instead of manual. And all these requires additional resources. IAM shifts from human identity management to machine identity management, and this is a very important and big step in the future. Secondly, AI agents makes for more requests. A human logs into the Jira a few times a day, and AI agent in opposite might make hundreds of API requests every minute. And here, just try to imagine 5, 6, 7 thousands of AI agents will run simultaneously. And exact this will create millions of authorization requests every hour. What this means for identity and access management, that the EIM platforms must become dramatically more performant. Not just bigger, but also much faster. And by the way, this is exactly what Elon Musk each time questioning where we can take the resources and energy to perform these platforms. For example, authorization engines must process thousands of millions of permissions checks per second. Token generation must be highly optimized as well. Identity caches become critical, and also CPU and memory are needed to evaluate policies in the real time continuously. Identity and access management services must be distributed globally to reduce latency. In the AI era, authorization performance becomes business critical, and if identity and access management becomes slow, as you can imagine, every AI agent becomes not only slow but also can fail and get invalid requests. Now let us jump to the permissions. Usually, humans keep permissions for months or years, but AI agents may need this access for only few seconds. After completing a task, these permissions, of course, should disappear automatically. And what this means for IAM? IAM systems must support dynamic authorization. Instead of static role assignments, they must issue short live access tokens and also grant permissions only for specific tasks. But this is not everything. They also need automatically revoke permissions after completion and continuously re-evaluate whether access is still required, and everything in the real time. As you see, static access control becomes dynamic access control. And here let us look into the next interesting topic. AI acts on behalf of humans. But here, when an AI approves an invoice, who actually made this decision? Is it AI agent or is it the finance manager who delegates the task? And exact this is the next change. Identity and access management now has to understand delegation. What it means for IAM must introduce a new concept, delegated identity. This means every action should record which AI executed the actions, which human delegated it, which permissions were delegated, where the AI exceeded its authority, and many other points. The monitoring will get here the new important role in the identity and access management. Future audit logs become much more bigger, richer, and of course here we need additional capacity and performance. The next important change is number 5. AI access changes every minute. As usually, as you know, humans follow predictable patterns, but AI agents' behavior completely different. They constantly switch between different applications. For example, they can read 1 minute the SharePoint, the next they are calling Azure APIs, afterwards they access some other tools. And what does it mean for IAM? Does mean authentication alone is not longer enough. Identity and access management must continuously evaluate the risks in the real time, in the backend. For every request, it should consider which task is currently running, which application is being accessed. Is it requested action normal? And does this request match the AI's objective? As you understand, there are also a lot of jobs behind the execution of the objective of the AI agent. That means authorization becomes contextual and continuous. Next point is AI makes decisions that must be explained. I also many times explained how important it is in my previous video. When a human approves a payment, you ask the employee why. When AI approves a payment, you cannot ask it 6 months later. The system must already have recorded everything. What this means for IAM needs much deeper auditing. Instead of storing only user A logged in the system B, it must also store which prompt triggered the AI, which tool it used, which system it accessed, which permissions were evaluated, and why the policy engine allowed the actions, or even whether another AI participated as well, because there are a lot of interactions between the AI agents. Audit trails become decision histories as well here. The next bigger change is AI never sleeps. Employees work 8 hours, as usually in our European countries. But AI agents work all day, even all the night. Every day, they are never tired. What this means for the IAM infrastructure must become cloud native and highly available, and does mean secure. That means no downtimes are acceptable anymore. Also, automatic scaling is requested. It should be the global replication proposed, and the load balancing will be more important with the AI future. And as I mentioned before, continuous monitoring. If IAM fails, as you can imagine, every AI worker stops working instantly. In the future, IAM becomes mission-critical infrastructure. Well, today IAM platforms mainly answer who you are, but tomorrow they will answer completely different questions. Instead of asking who you are, they will ask who is requesting this access. Or is it a human or an AI agent? Who delegates this task? Why is access needed? And is this action still safe right now? And this is the biggest transformation AI brings to identity and access management in the next time. Thank you for watching, and don't miss the next video on my channel. See you soon!